In Kota, every 21 days, it came for me. It didn't knock, didn't speak, it just stared. Sometimes from the corner of my room, sometimes from the shadow under my desk, and no matter how much I wanted to escape, I couldn't. They call Kota the coaching capital of India. I call it the city where I met a ghost. Arrival in Kota. It was 2022. My first NEET attempt was over. My score, well, let's just say it wasn't enough to get me anywhere I wanted. I didn't want it to give up, so I did what thousands of other students do. I packed my bag and boarded a train to Kota. The air hit me differently when I stepped out of the train, like something else, something heavier, like the weight of too many dreams in one city. Everywhere I looked, there were students, some walking fast like they were late for something, some walking slow, with faces that looked like they had already given up. The walls had posters of toppers everywhere, smiling faces with big ranks written in bold red. My PG room was in a remote area, about 15 minutes walking distance from the main coaching building. The lane was narrow with no street lights and there were large crop fields on both sides. The room itself, four walls that looked like they hadn't been painted in 10 years, one small study table, a plastic chair, a tube light that flickered every evening as if deciding whether to work or not. And the silence. It wasn't peaceful. It was the kind of silence that made you hear your own breathing and wonder if you were the only one in the room. The first test. When I joined, a senior told me, our coaching conducts these big mock tests every 21 days. Don't take them lightly. I thought he was just hyping it up. A test is just a test, right? You study, you write, you get your score. Simple as that, isn't it? But the first time it happened, I knew it was different. 1 week before the first test, I started feeling watched. It wasn't obvious, just small things. The feeling of eyes on my back when I was at my desk. The sound of my own pen scratching paper suddenly sounding too loud. The fan humming changing its pitch like it was breathing. The night before the test, I pulled my first Kota all-nighter, alone, in that small room, with my books piled high around me. At around 2 a.m., the fan made this sudden deep noise, like someone exhaling right above me. I turned around. Nothing. Just the corner of the room, but it was darker than usual. The next day, in the exam hall, my hands were cold even though it was summer. My brain froze. I bubbled wrong answers. I skipped easy ones. And I didn't finish my exam on time. That evening, when I saw my score, it was bad. It was really bad. That night, I saw it for the first time. In the same dark corner of my room. A tall shadow. No face, no movement, just standing there, watching me. The pattern. After that day, it became a pattern. Every 21 days. 1 week before the test, I would feel it. 2 nights before, I would hear it. The night before, I would see it. It was never in my face. Always at a distance, always silent. I started studying more aggressively. My walls got covered with sticky notes, diagrams, formula. My desk became a battlefield of open books, endless empty cups of black coffee. I can't, I can't even remember the last time I slept properly at that time. But the ghost, he didn't care. I remember one night, 2 or 3 days before a test, I had my notebook on the desk and I turned to grab a pen from my bag like it was right next to me. When I turned back, the page had flipped to a chapter that I had been avoiding. Coincidence? Maybe. But it felt like the ghost was mocking me. Another time, my pen rolled off the desk on its own and stopped exactly where the shadow usually stood. Mental spiral. By the third test, I wasn't just scared of the ghost, I was scared of my own room. I started staying out late after coaching, sitting in cafes with a single cup of black coffee, pretending to study, but really just avoiding going back. But Kota is small. The ghost didn't need my room to find me. One night, while walking back to my room, the street was completely empty except for me. My footsteps echoed, but there was another set, lighter, slightly delayed, as if someone is following me. I stopped. The other footsteps stopped. I walked faster. They walked faster. When I finally reached my PG gate, I fumbled with the key, and that's when I felt it, a cold breath on the back of my neck. I didn't turn around. I just rushed inside, slammed the door, and sat on my bed until the sun came up. The worst test. The fifth mock test was the worst. I had barely slept the night before. Around 4 am, I saw it again. But this time, it wasn't in the corner. It was sitting at my desk, flipping through my notes, slowly, like it had all the time in the world. I froze in my bed. My chest felt heavy. My breathing went shallow. I don't even remember falling asleep that night. In the exam hall, the next day, the ghost didn't stay back this time. It came with me. I could feel it next to me, leaning over my shoulder, watching every answer I marked. My mind was blank. My hand shook so badly that the invigilator asked if I was sick. The results? My lowest score yet. That night it sat on the edge of my bed, closer than ever, and for the first time it spoke. It didn't say my name. It didn't say any words I knew. It just whispered numbers. At first I thought it was random, but then I realized it was my score for the next test that will take place after 21 days. The number kept repeating in my head for days. It was 415. I didn't sleep. I kept all the lights on. I even tried playing loud music in my headphones to drown it out. But somehow, the whisper 415, 415 was always louder. Leaving Kota. After 6 months, I left Kota. I didn't tell anyone about the ghost. I didn't even look back at my PG room when I walked out for the last time. I told myself it was just stress, just exams, just my mind. And for a while I believed it, until the night before NEET 2023. Plot twist. I was at my home, my safe place, sitting at my desk, revising. It was around 3:13 am. The fan slowed down, the humming changed, and from the corner I heard it again. A whisper, numbers, the same voice from Kota. And that's when I realized the ghost never lived in Kota. It lives in me. I will see you in the next one.
If you're reading this now, odds are I've already left town. A few cities in between the new skyline where I'm looking down.